Hey guys, welcome. I'm Zach Taylor here today reporting for you. And the big story today is about this brush fire burning near homes in Chubbuck. It was reported about 9 p.m. near Shampton and Highline Roads. The flames and smoke could be seen across the valley as the fire spread. As of 11 p.m., the fire seemed to be smoldering, but the firefighters were still on the scene. Kathy Peterson and Brown told us that they saw flames near their home around 9 p.m. and called 911. Chubbuck and Fort Hall fire departments responded to the brush fire. Firefighters said no homes were evacuated. They don't know what started the fire. And that's all we have on the brush fire burns near homes in Chubbuck. The next story we have today is in our sports section. Tennis. Murray beats Raonic for the Wimbledon title. Murray cruised past the big serving Milos Raonic. The sets were 6-4, 7-6, 7-3, 7-6, and 7-2 in southwest London on Sunday to register early third Grand Slam title over and first since downing Novak Djokovic at the All England Club 3 years ago. When the aforementioned Raonic, the most dominant men's tennis player on the planet, and the moment was unexpectedly sent packing in the third round by Sam Carey. The second-ranked Murray became the prohibited favorite. He came through, and while he didn't have the comfort of any Big Four, it would be harsh to suggest that he didn't murmur success. This was Murray's third Grand Slam title of the season. He has no doubt been the men's tennis second best performer in 2016. Next story we have today for you guys is there's a new animal in the Idaho Falls Zoo, and it is an endangered snow leopard. Everyone is really happy to see that this snow leopard made it because they are very endangered in Asia. And this endangered baby snow leopard at the Idaho Falls Zoo was born in May and was officially shown to the public on Friday. The cub is now 8 weeks old, weighs about 10 pounds, and currently does not have a name. The Idaho Falls Zoo is excited to have another birth on the critically endangered Asian species. It is one step toward the viability of a species that may soon be extinct. And this fact, the little guy is a male and is one big deal. In our history at the Idaho Falls Zoo, we've actually had quite a few litters come to this point. It's always been all females, and unfortunately the females are more desirable in the breeding population than the male. So we were happy to have the females come up to this point, but we love our male cub. He is going to be a big hit with the public. And that's what zookeeper Dallas Lucier said. The new cub will stay at the zoo for another 1.5 years until he's ready to be transferred to another zoo. Snow leopards have been known to live for as long as 21 years in captivity. So we are glad to have this little guy here. Next story we have is over at Ermac. There's a multiple flesh-eating disease, and there has been 4 cases of this flesh-eating disease that was contracted in Idaho Falls. Patients are being treated at Eastern Idaho Medical Center, and the scientific term is not Neutralizing felicis. And Neutralizing felicis is a bacterial infection, and it is somewhat contagious, but as long as you take care of your wounds and keep them covered, it won't spread to people at all. So make sure when you get a cut, make sure you get it covered so you don't get this. This neutralizing felicis is a disease that is characterized by bacteria that get underneath the skin and rapidly destroys the skin and soft tissues. That's what physician Dr. Jared Morton has to say about it. Many people have certain risk factors that may have contract the disease easier than others. In each of these cases I've been involved with this year, they have had risk factors for it, such as diabetes. They had very poor wounds. They weren't taking care of themselves from a hygienic standpoint as good as they should have, and they didn't seek prompt medical recognition. That's what Dr. Morton has to say about it. So make sure you are staying good hygiene and taking care of your wounds. And there are 4 types of this disease. One is the strep bacteria, the next one is the polymicrobial, bacteria. And then there's the bacteria found in infected flesh and water, and a bacteria related to fungus. In many cases, the disease can prove fatal for people, for others, loss of limbs. And that's all we have on this new flesh-eating disease. Our final story we have today is this local pastor shows support for the law enforcement shooting over in Dallas. He said that when he woke up this morning and picked up his phone, he saw the headline, and it was devastating for him to think that the 5 officers were targeted. And this man's a sheriff himself, so he feels like he's really connected to this. But one small act from a pastor in Ashton has made a difference. So he said that just had a phone call from a member of the community this morning wanting to thank us for the work we had done here in the community. It's nice to hear things like that, he said. When I saw what happened in Texas last night, he began to think, what can I do? That's what the pastor said as he drove around town looking for a police car. He thought maybe he could stop and talk to them, but they were all out doing their job. So that's when the pastor decided to call the Fremont County Sheriff's Office and left a message. Thank you for your service. You're all in our prayers. And that is all we have today for you guys. I hope you all have a nice night, and thank you for your time.